now, your host, Josh Taylor.
Why, hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the party. My name's Josh Taylor. Like the intro said, I'm super excited that you're here for trivia tonight, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for doing so. Super stoked about tonight's guests and our panelists. Before we get going, though, let me jump into a question just for the audience. So if you're watching this, answer a question down in the comments. We'll put up your answers on the screen, and hopefully you get it right. Here's your question before we jump into getting all these people on the screen with me. 2007's Enchanted is one of the rare Disney films to change aspect ratios mid-movie, along with Bambi and what other 2000s Disney animated film? Again, 2007's Enchanted is one of the rare Disney films to change aspect ratios mid-movie, along with Bambi and what other 2000s Disney animated film? That out of the way, toss in your answers, and I'm going to bring on all these beautiful people, including Chris, who... you heard his voice at the top of the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trivia Tuesday. It's good to see you.
Yeah, here's the thing, Chris. You're the person looking at the tournament charts, because we do keep a tournament chart, because at the end of the year, we're hoping to have the best of the best play.
Yeah.
And you have the most questions answered, but one of the lowest percentages of all the players. What is your take on that?
My take on that is just that my timing is really good, but my answers are not great. Yeah.
Well, I'm also going to bring on Jack as well with his brand new mustache.
No, you shouldn't, because he vanished. So go to somebody else first and give him a second.
I'm going to bring on Ray, who has not answered as many questions as you have, and his percentage is higher than you. Like, Ray, what is your advantage going into tonight's game?
I can only get better.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. Also, do we have a Jack now? Is he around?
We do have a Jack, a mustachioed Jack, too. Look at that.
Oh, yes. Hello. How's it going? It's been a second since we've done trivia.
And he's all handheld and casual. Look. It's like, he's too cool for mic stands now. He's just like, hi,
I'm moving. Now I'm doing stand-up. What's the deal with airplane food?
Also, this is an entire Californian cast tonight. In fact, this is almost an entirely Southern California cast tonight, except for Chris, who's up in San Francisco.
I would just like to state that producer Dave is behind the scenes, and he's in West Virginia.
That is true.
All right.
But our guest tonight is also from Southern California. He's the editor-in-chief of DisInsider.com. Excited to have him on. Skyler Shuler, welcome to the show, my friend.
Welcome,
Hello.
Skyler.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I was super stoked to get the invite. I was able to get some feelers out by watching some past trivia episodes. So, hopefully I can stand my ground, but we'll see.
And you still showed up. That
Yeah.
makes us so happy. Thank you. Yeah.
Of course.
Well, before we get going, for those that don't know about you or the DisInsider, I want to ask you like a couple of like basic questions, just so people can understand who you are, what the DisInsider is. But you told us off screen that you were born and raised in California. Have you always been like a Disney fan then?
Yeah, it's funny. I've always gone back to stories of my mom telling me, like, when I was like 3 years old, I would pop in Peter Pan, watch the whole movie, pop it back in the VHS continuously. And it's, I've been going to Disneyland. I'm 31. I've been going to Disneyland my entire life. I feel like I've never been away from it except for what we're going through right now, in the state we're in. But aside from that, Disney's been a huge part of my life, like movies, parks, TV, merchandise. It's, you name it. It's a part of me.
Well, before I ask you a few more questions, let me just get back to this question that I asked our audience. I asked the question, 2007's Enchanted is one of the rare Disney films to change aspect ratios mid-movie, along with Bambi and what other 2000s Disney animated film?
I got nothing.
Do we have any? Do we got any answers?
Yeah,
Zach said Brother Bear. Lynette says Treasure Planet. Anybody else here got
Chicken
some
Little.
ideas.
I like Nick's answer.
I like pie.
Yeah. The correct answer is, in fact, Brother Bear.
All
And he makes the
right.
transformation from human to bear.
Nicely done in the chat room. Good job.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bravo.
I feel like I should have
Let me
known that
ask
one,
you-
being that I just came from bird country.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true. Yeah.
Let me
Good
ask
point.
you two more questions, Skyler. So,
Sure.
when and how did the DisInsider come to be?
You know, it's so funny. It was originally an Instagram with the dumbest name in the world. It was called Disney Film Facts, and it was just a little place where I would go and share like behind the scenes images for films and stuff like that. I graduated with a film degree, and I've been lucky enough to meet certain people within the film community, and I was just like, it was just a fan thing. And then I remember in 2013, I posted the first look at Maleficent, or Angelina Jolie as Maleficent, and people were like, why aren't you posting more news? Like, because people just didn't have an eye on the production base of Disney. And it kind of just bloomed from there and started a website, changed the name to the DisInsider, and we've been growing like crazy, and the rest is history.
And really, like, you've been able to break some really interesting stories, especially the last few years. Like, you've been one of the people, and I don't think a lot of people give you this credit throughout this, and the Disney fandom, or whatever you want to call it. But you really have broken some interesting stories. Like, what is the one story for you that you feel like, oh, this was like it for me? Like, this was the big
The one where you're like, we owned that.
Yeah. I would go back to last year when we broke that Rick Moranis was coming out of retirement for Shrunk. That came from a good source of ours who was like, hey, if you don't run this now, one of the bigger Hollywood trades is going to run it. And, we've been pretty good lately. We've had our misses, but we've been pretty good on scooping a lot of Disney Plus projects. That's been our bread and butter lately. We broke Javier Bardem as King Triton in The Little Mermaid, which was pretty huge for us. There was all sorts of little tiny scoops that we broke in that, Matterhorn movies back in production, Hocus Pocus 2's new director, Ann Fletcher. And we're compared to the other Disney sites in this fandom, we're still one of the new guys, the smaller guys, compared to these other sites that have been doing it for 15, 20 years, that have these chats and these blogs. So, it's nice that we're slowly getting a name for ourselves, and that's what I love.
It's awesome. I love seeing the growth that you've had over the past couple of years, especially as I've followed you. And I'm super excited that you're going to be here to play some trivia, because your knowledge is going to probably come into play here.
Well, and it's not like we can't relate to being the new guys on the block.
I know, but you guys are like, credit goes back. Like, you guys are doing something great. I love the uniqueness to what you guys do. I think you guys have a great, creative palette in the Disney world. So I'm super excited to be on. I got my weaknesses in Disney, so you put me on the spot for trivia, maybe I falter. So who knows?
No,
We all do, and they get exposed by this show.
There we go.
Trust and believe.
Yeah.
We're all about to be laid bare, everybody.
There we go.
That being said, we're going to jump into the first round of this thing, which is going to be Ray, our social media manager for the Theme Park Pulse, versus Skyler. We'll see how things go here.
Right.
So in the Twitch poll, feel free to vote on who you want to win this, or who you think is gonna win this round, and we'll get back to that a little bit later. But let's jump into these questions, guys. I'm excited for round one. Skyler, starting with you.
Let's go.
During a time when Miramax was owned by Disney in the 90s and early 2000s, they were set to be the main financial backer for what trilogy film series, but were dropped due to Disney's demands and instead went with New Line Cinema. Again, during a time when Miramax was owned by Disney in the 90s and early 2000s, they were set to be the main financial backer for what film trilogy series, but were dropped due to Disney's demands.
Wow, you're already swinging. Interesting. I'm going to say Rush Hour.
No, it would be Lord of the Rings.
Oh, interesting.
Disney didn't get Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Ray,
Yes.
prior to it being the Silly Symphony Swings at Disney's California Adventure Park, the ride was surrounded by what large fruit, giving it its name? Again, prior to it being the Silly Symphony Swings at Disney's California Adventure, the ride was surrounded by what large fruit, giving it its name?
Come on,
I
California.
actually know that this is an orange.
That is correct. The orange stinger.
Yeehaw.
Ray getting on the board with a point. Skyler, Chewbacca has been an ever-present character in the Star Wars films, but what Disney-era Star Wars movie was the first to give his language subtitles? Again, Chewbacca has been an ever-present character in the Star Wars films, but what Disney-era Star Wars movie was the first to give his language subtitles?
I believe it is Solo: A Star Wars Story.
That is correct.
Good pull.
Ray, please finish this Disney lyric with 3 words. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every blank. Again, finish this Disney lyric with 3 words. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every blank.
Is that Bono?
Yeah.
Jack, you're fired.
That was it. Breath I take. I'm pretty sure that's not right.
It is not the Police nor Bono. The lyric would be every road leads back. Lynette, Prebes, Zach. I have a lot of people in the chat got that one. You might have wanted to move to the chat. By the way, all of our contestants tonight have the chance to go one time to the chat room for help. So keep dropping those answers in case they need you. Currently,
Josh.
scores are tied.
Josh, real quick, do you think that you could sing that last one for me, please? I just need to
No,
know.
I will not be singing this evening. I am so sorry.
All right. No worries.
Oh,
Skyler. In Iron Man 2, Tony Stark mistakes Stan Lee in a dress shirt and suspenders for what longtime news host?
That would be Larry King.
Didn't even need it the second time. Got it. Correct. Ray. The hearse that sits in front of the Magic Kingdom's Haunted Mansion is actually a film prop from the 1965 movie The Sons of Katie Elder, starring what actor who also starred in the movies True Grit and The Sands of Iwo Jima? Again, the hearse that sits in front of the Magic Kingdom's Haunted Mansion is actually a film prop from the 1965 movie The Sons of Katie Elder, starring what actor who was also starring in the movies True Grit and The Sands of Iwo Jima?
I'm gonna have to go with the Duke. John Wayne.
That is correct. It is the Duke, John Wayne. Got a couple of good answers there. Zach, Joser, Nick, all getting that one in the chat. Skyler, in the Epcot attraction, Living with the Land, aeroponics demonstrate how certain crops and flowers can be grown vertically and above ground, including what mint-like herb popular in Italian and Thai dishes. Again, in the Epcot attraction Living with the Land, aeroponics demonstrate how certain crops and flowers can be grown vertically and above ground, including what mint-like herb popular in Italian and Thai dishes.
I'm going to go to the chat on this one. Epcot's not my strong suit.
Okay, that's fair. Slice says Basil. Nikki says Basil.
I like Nikki. I like Joe. I like everybody. Let's go Basil.
Basil is the correct
Probably
answer.
should have been the obvious answer, but wanted to be safe.
Exactly. Ray, the first Disney film to be shown on TV in 1954's Magical World of Disney was what animated female-led movie featuring popular voice actors Ed Wynn and Sterling Holloway? Again, the first Disney film to be
chat,
shown
you're
on
gonna tell me
TV. Going with the chat. All right, chat. The first Disney film
Yes,
to be
sir.
shown on TV is 1954's Magical World of Disney. Was what animated female-led movie featuring both voice actors Ed Wynn and Sterling Holloway. Let's see if we got some in the chat. CAG says Alice in Wonderland. Joseph says Alice in Wonderland. Zaj says Alice in Wonderland. Oscar says Alice in Wonderland. Preeb says Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
I think that is the unanimous answer.
That seems
That
wise.
is the correct one. Yeah, that is a good one. All right.
That's why I held on to my chat question.
Yeah, we're actually tied 3-3 going into the last two questions here. So we might have to go to sudden death. We'll see. We do have a sudden death button these days and sudden death questions.
It's ready to go.
Yeah. So, Skyler, Tin Toy was the first Pixar animated short to be nominated and to win an Academy Award. And it won in what year? That saw Wrigley Field have its first ever night game thanks to new lights on the stadium. President Ronald Reagan opts to tear down the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. And George Michael's Faith became the #1 song. Again, Tin Toy was the first Pixar animated short to be nominated and win an Academy Award. And it won in what year that saw Wrigley Field have its first ever night game? President Ronald Reagan opts to tear down the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. And George Michael's Faith became the #1 song of the year.
This is going to be a complete guess. I'm just going to say 1986.
No, 1988.
Oh, that was the second answer. That one's going to bite.
86 is my guess, too.
Ray, Touchstone Pictures' best international box office film was Armageddon. But surprisingly, the second best film they ever made is what romantic comedy starring Julia Roberts? Again, Touchstone Pictures' best international box office film was Armageddon. But surprisingly, the second best film that they ever made, sorry, and I missed this part, is what 1980s romantic comedy starring Julia Roberts.
So easy. So easy.
I went with Pretty Woman. I guess it didn't go through.
Sorry, what'd you say?
He said Pretty Woman, but his internet is
Oh.
acting up. Yeah.
That is correct. Ray, you won.
Bravo.
Round 1. Moving on. Skyler, stick around because I will have you be playing a game in the middle of our show here before we get into the finals. But
Will do.
that being said,
That
we're
was
moving on
really,
to the
really great.
second
Good
round.
job, Ray.
I'm sorry, Twitch.
That was pretty
Second
solid,
round
though.
here.
Skyler stood his
Jack
ground there.
versus Chris. Again, going off of the stats so far, Chris, you've had the most questions asked to you of anybody from the Theme Park Pulse team. Jack, you have one
Unsurprising.
of the lowest as far as being asked questions.
Also unsurprising.
He's also not here a lot.
Well, we'll see
gotta
if
do what you gotta
experience
do.
plays into anything in this round.
It's
Probably
all I've got
not.
to go on. So let's hope, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, old timer. Let's see what you got.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right. Settle down, fetus. Okay.
I have
Wow.
mustache. I'm not fetus no more.
You also have
Weird.
echo because studios sound bad.
Studios
Wow.
sound very bad.
I don't even know what this accent we're doing is. Let's move
No.
on.
Chris,
This is
first
why no one
question
wants to
goes
hang out with
you.
Jack and I like
Tell me
together
Mario.
because it's just accents for like an hour.
Correct.
Chris, first question's for you.
I'm ready.
Similar to the Storybook Land canal boats, Disneyland, you have to walk into the mouth of a whale at the Sleepy Whale Shop, a mermaid-themed location at what international Disney resort? Again, similar to the Storybook Land canal boats at Disneyland, you have to walk into the mouth of a whale at the Sleepy Whale Shop, a mermaid-themed location at what international Disney resort?
Shanghai.
No.
Disney
Actually,
Sea.
in the Mermaid Lagoon at Tokyo Disney Sea, Zach got that one. Nick got that one.
Nice.
Reese's Pieces got that one.
Yeah, well, they
And that
all
got that
probably
one.
have
Lots of
more in
people.
their vacation budget than I do.
That's I mean maybe so.
So what do you do?
Fair.
Jack,
Join
your
us
first
on
question.
Patreon.
Join us on Patreon.
Yeah.
We need to pay for that Tokyo Disney Sea trip.
Yeah.
We do, in fact.
And just, general bills. But yeah.
Right. Jack, what 1999 Disney film took 9 years to make, was made behind the back of studio head Jeffrey Katzenberg, and would be the first Disney film to have an IMAX release? Again, what 1999 Disney film took 9 years to make, was made behind the back of studio head Jeffrey Katzenberg, and would be the first Disney film to have an IMAX release?
Good luck,
Okay,
Jack.
I'm going out on a whim here. I think it's the Polar Express.
What draws you to this conclusion, sir?
Oh, shoot. Okay, so the fact that you said IMAX, I feel like the Polar Express is one of the first movies in IMAX. It might have just been one of the first movies I ever saw in IMAX.
You're like, I feel like Polar Express was the only IMAX movie ever.
No, yeah, it's Fantasia 2000.
Oh, that was okay. I guess that makes more sense.
Lynette,
Youth is wasted on
Zach,
the young.
Joser, Nikki,
That's a
all
fact.
of them could have told you this.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that,
Chris,
Josh.
Yes.
WandaVision's miniseries run took inspiration from sitcoms from different decades, including what 80s show that followed the Keaton family and would win Michael J. Fox multiple Emmys. Again, WandaVision's miniseries run took inspiration from sitcoms from different decades, including what 80s show that followed the Keaton family and would win Michael J. Fox multiple Emmys.
Family Ties.
That is correct.
So
Chris
far, I've
jumping
gotten
on the
both
board
of-
with some points now.
No,
CAG.
admittedly, though, several of these
Yeah, right,
questions
Zach.
have been answered by the series Movies That Made Us on Netflix, which I've been binging. And I watched the Back to the Future episode over the weekend, and that question was answered in there.
Look at you. go.
Nice. Great work.
I'm only
You're watching
smart based on
content.
my Netflix history.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Jack.
Good.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, pal.
Jack, Disney's Hollywood Studios was taken over by R.L. Stine with a stage show and a Hall of Mirrors attraction called the Goosebumps Horrorland Fright Show and Funhouse as part of what I think, honestly, is the greatest Halloween offering that Disney's ever had. And it happened in what year that saw The English Patient win Best Picture at the Oscars? No doubt's Tragic Kingdom topped the charts. And Mike Tyson bit off the ear of Evander Holyfield during a boxing match.
Dang it.
Again, Disney's Hollywood Studios was taken over by R.L. Stine with the stage show and Hall of Mirrors attraction called the Goosebumps Horrorland Fright Show and Funhouse. Part of what I think is one of the greatest Halloween offerings that Disney Parks ever had. And it happened in what year saw The English Patient win Best Picture at the Oscars? No doubt's Tragic Kingdom topped the charts.
The Church.
The charge. And Mike Tyson bit off the ear of Evander Holyfield during a boxing match.
It's like the longest question ever, and he read
It
it
is a long
twice.
one.
It's like 45 seconds of the show.
I think
So
I was in school at this point.
I don't think you were born yet, but
I want to go with 97.
1997 is correct.
damn me and my hints. Should not
Also,
have done that.
I just want to say that this is the only year that this was ever done, and I have no idea why Disney didn't continue to pay R.L. Stine money for this. This is a fantastic
that would
idea.
have been so cool. That would have
Yeah.
been incredible. Also, 97, the only reason I would have got that was because of Tragic Kingdom. So thank you for your
Okay.
no doubt hints.
No problem. Chris,
Yes.
Hans Zimmer was hesitant to compose the score for an animated film, but ended up winning an Academy Award for his work on what Disney Renaissance movie that also won Tim Rice an Academy Award for Best Song. Again, Hans Zimmer was hesitant to compose the score for an animated film, but ended up winning an Academy Award for his work on what Disney Renaissance movie that also won Tim Rice an Academy Award for Best Original Song.
Was not this Aladdin?
No.
Lion King, right?
You won for The Lion King. Tim Rice won for Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
I'm 3 for 3 on your questions. What is going on? I can't answer my own, but I can answer yours.
It's about how it's going on the other side, too. Josh is too good at his job.
Yeah, I guess so.
Jack,
Zach, that's offensive. I don't really appreciate that. He says in the chat that I would guess Dark Knight.
you might.
I mean, it's actually a good point.
I'm just trying to.
unfortunately.
Oh goodness, Saj.
Also, like, could you imagine if they used "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" and "The Dark Knight"? It'd be a weird addition.
The Rob Zombie remix.
Yeah,
I kind of
Big-
love that.
Jack, as a tribute to the person who created the attraction, Disney Imagineers added Mary Blair to the Disneyland version of It's a Small World, where she hangs out in what European country? Again, as a tribute to the person who created the attraction, Disney Imagineers added Mary Blair to the Disneyland version of It's a Small World, where she hangs out in what European country?
Shot in the dark. This is a great trivia question that Luke would know. Our friend Luke, who's been on the show before. I would say Switzerland.
No.
Dang it.
Just hanging out at the Eiffel Tower in France.
Ooh.
Yeah, that makes
As you can see, round 2 features the dummies.
The
Theme Park
Losers
Pulse.
Club.
This is why I'm never here.
This is the
because I
losers
never get
bracket
any
round.
of them right.
Chris, finish this Disney lyric in 3 words.
Oh, I love these.
Bees a buzzing, kids will blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll do whatever snow does in summer. A drink in my hand, my snow up against blank. Again, finish this Disney lyric in 3 words. Bees a buzzing, kids will blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer. A drink in my hand, my snow up against blank.
The Golden Sand.
No, it is the burning sand.
Oh, come on.
You were really
Yeah,
close
no,
on that.
sorry. Reese's Pieces, Nikki,
I too like warm hugs.
Dutch, all getting that one correct. Jack,
Yes.
by the way, you guys are 1-1 tied so far, going into the last 2 questions here.
Okay.
In Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph pays a visit to the game Tapper, a controversial game in the 80s because it gave kids the opportunity to sling what brand name of beer? Again, in Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph pays a visit to the game Tapper, a real-life controversial game in the 80s because it gave kids the opportunity to sling what brand name of beer?
Oh, goodness. Tapper? I mean, I guess it would be American. I'm going with Budweiser. That's the most generic beer that you could think of for something like this.
That is correct. Yes! Jack, 2 points on the board, up with the lead.
Let's go! Let's go!
Not having a good time tonight, Josh. Go on. Just kidding. It's fine.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
And I'm sorry, there are actually 2 more questions after this. So Jack still has another point to be able to stay in the lead here.
Okay. All right.
Chris, it's rare that someone from the Walt Disney Company will get the honor of having their name on a theme park window more than once. But Tony Baxter has his name on 3 windows.
Whoa.
2 of which are in Disneyland and the Magic Kingdom, while the other is at what international Disney theme park? Again, it's rare that someone from the Walt Disney Company will get the honor of having their name on a theme park window more than once, and Tony Baxter has his name on 3. 2 of them are at the Disneyland and Magic Kingdom parks, while the other is at what international Disney park?
I'm going to go to the chat just because I want confirmation on, and I can admit what my guess was going to be, and we'll see if the chat confirms it. My guess was going to be Disneyland Paris, so let's see if
it
the
goes.
chat helped me.
Joe
out.
says DLP, Nikki
Okay.
says Paris.
All right, everybody confirms
Oscar says
it.
Paris.
Disneyland Paris.
Paris is the correct answer.
I associated it because of the really cool Thunder Mountain there.
Yeah.
That's what made me think that he probably had something to do with it.
We're tied up 2-2, Jack. This means you're either going to sudden death or you're taking the win here.
All right. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Michael Giacchino would earn Pixar its first Academy Award for Original Score for what film that also saw Pete Docter nominated for Best Original Screenplay? Again, Michael Giacchino would earn Pixar its first Academy Award for Original Score For what film that also saw Pete Docter nominated for Best Original Screenplay?
First Academy Award. I'm going to go with Inside Out.
No. Correct answer was Up, meaning we're going to sudden death, Chris.
No.
Get that button ready. All right, sudden death. Sudden death. I'm going to give you guys a question with a numerical answer. Both give me an answer. The person closest to this will win. Right? Shorter than you might think. Casey Jr., the train ride that circles around the Storybookland canal boat area. How long does that ride actually last?
Jeez.
Is this for me or Jack?
Again, both of you. Both of you are going to answer this one. The closest to the correct answer will win. Again, shorter than you might think. Casey Jr., the train ride that circles around the Storybookland canal boat area. How long does that ride actually last? Jack, I'll start with you as the person that answered last year.
Great. Okay. So really, he could go one under or one over, and he would win. So
That is correct.
We have to be very smart about this. I'm gonna.
And by
go
we,
with,
you mean you.
Correct. I'm gonna go with. I was gonna go with. No. Okay, I'm gonna go with a minute and 15
See, the key word in sudden death is sudden, buddy, and this is taking forever.
So you're saying a minute and 15 seconds. That's what your answer is.
The
Correct.
way that Josh just said that was really.
I'm just clarifying it.
That's what I'm going with. Yeah.
A minute and 15 seconds. Chris.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Correct answer. 3 minutes 40 seconds. Chris. You're
Yeah!
Oh, buddy, congrats.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, Jack. I'm very excited. All right.
This also means that Ray and Chris are both going into the final round with no help from the chat room.
Come on back, Ray.
So,
And
Ray,
Skyler. Come on back on
come
screen,
on
guys.
back. We're going to play a new fun game that we've never played on the show before.
Which means it's going to go great.
Oh boy.
It's actually going to go really well.
I'm
Here's
excited.
how this game works for everybody that gets to play, including the chat. Feel free to play along here. This game is called Box Office Hits and Misses. I'm going to give you a year and a movie. You tell me if that Disney film was a hit, as in it made more than its production cost in its initial run. That does not include re-releases or anything like that. What it made in its initial run, or if it was a miss, meaning that it made less than the production costs.
And while we're doing this, don't forget to vote in the Twitch poll. The final is between me and this guy, this
Between Ray and
knucklehead right
Chris.
here. So who do you got? You got me or
Ray.
Ray? Come on, bring on your hate. I'm ready.
That being said, the person with the most correct here at the end wins. There's no real prize. This is just for fun. We're going to do this. Everybody is going to get a chance to answer all 10 of these.
Whoa.
All 10 of these movies. So,
All right.
the first one, starting with Skyler, 1940s Pinocchio, hit or miss?
Miss.
Chris, hit or miss?
Hit.
Jack,
I feel like I'm sitting at a poker table. I'm going with miss for this one.
and Ray. Hit
I'll
or
go with
miss
hit.
for Pinocchio. 1954's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Skyler.
Oh, you're not going to tell us till the end?
We're going all 10 of them?
Oh, sorry. I guess I'll tell you the answer.
Yeah, you should.
Sorry. 1940's Pinocchio was a miss.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. All right, sorry. Skyler, 1954's
Bye-bye.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, hit or miss?
Hit.
A hit. Jack.
I'm going with miss on 20,000.
All right. Chris
This was a hit.
and Ray.
Miss.
Miss for 20,000 Leagues.
Yes! 2 for
No,
Miss
sorry.
for sure.
Sorry. What did I said? I'm just repeating
Oh.
what Ray said. However,
Oh, sorry.
20,000 Leagues, that made money. It was a hit.
Oh, all right. Fair.
Number 3, 2003's Holes. Hit or miss. 2003's Holes. I'm going to start differently here. I'm going to start with Jack this time.
Okay. Holes made money for sure. So that's a hit.
Holes made money for sure is what you're saying. Ray, what do you say? Is Ray dead?
I think that
I'm going to pull Ray out and give him a chance to work on his internet problems really quick before the final round. Okay, who's next?
Chris, hit or miss for 2003's Holes.
Miss.
All right, and Skyler.
It's close. Very close. I'll say hit.
Going with the hit. Do we have a Ray somewhere in the back end of the?
I'll let you know when he's back, buddy. Just move on.
All right, perfect. We're moving on. The correct answer there was, it was a hit.
Yay!
Holes made the money. Number 4.
I don't like this game without the chat helping me.
1991's White Fang. 1991's White Fang. Box office success or bomb? Chris.
That was a success.
Jack.
I'm going with hit as well on that one.
Skyler.
Miss.
That one was in fact a hit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Number 5, 1970s The Aristocats. Starting off with Skyler there.
Miss.
Miss. Jack, what do you say?
Aristocats? I think I'm going to go with miss as well.
Miss. And then Chris.
I don't know. I just left on that Harley. I'm gonna say I didn't see this growing up, so I'm gonna assume it was a miss.
You all said miss. It in fact was a hit.
Whoa!
I wasn't shocked. It was
Ray would have got that right.
It was in one of those like crazy Disney animation times still, so it's like you really don't know if you didn't follow it back then.
Good call.
1967's live action movie The Happiest Millionaire. Chris.
Ooh.
Miss.
Saying it's a miss. Skyler.
Oh my goodness. It's such a classic. Could it be a miss?
Classic.
I'm going to say it's a hit.
Going with the hit. And Jack.
I'm also going with the hit. Definitely.
Going with the hit. 1967's Happiest Millionaire was a miss.
Interesting.
Did not make the money back.
Cult
Got a few
classic
more
then.
here. 1977's Pete's Dragon. Hit or miss. Chris.
Hit.
Going with the hit.
I love that
Skyler.
movie.
It was so expensive. Miss.
Going with the miss. And Jack.
See, that was really smart, actually, for him to kind of take into account the budget of that one, because, yeah, it would be pricey. I'm still going to go with hit, though, because it's Pete's Dragon.
Going with the hit because it's Pete's Dragon, and that would be the correct answer. It was, in fact, a hit. Made that money back. 1953.
And then they remade it. And how did that one do? That'd probably be a different answer, I think.
That's might be a different answer.
Yeah,
I
entirely.
thought that was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
thing.
1953's The Sword and the Rose. Jack.
Different. Whoa, I didn't know that this was a movie.
It's a live action film, The Sword
miss,
and the
then.
Rose. Saying it's a miss. Skyler.
I'm on a cold streak. Miss.
With a miss. And Chris.
Miss.
With the miss. All right. I've got two more here. 1951.
Well, what was that one?
That was number 8. Sorry, and it was a miss.
Thank you.
In fact, sorry, losing my mind here.
Thank you. Feeling good about this right now.
Yeah,
There you
number
go.
9, 1951's Alice in Wonderland. Hit or miss. Skyler.
String of misses. Oh, miss.
With a
I'm not
miss.
confident. I am not confident on that one, by the way.
The long.
Yeah.
Might have
Did I
given
give
that
it?
away.
Yeah, giving it away.
Chris.
Miss.
Saying it's a miss. Jack.
I'm going with miss as well on this one. Yeah.
Going with miss as well. Everybody said it's a miss, and that would be correct. Did not make the money.
Yes.
Last one here.
And Ray's back in time for the last one.
Oh, Ray's back. All right,
Ray.
sweet.
Perfect. 2003's The Lizzie McGuire Movie. Hit or miss. 2003's The Lizzie McGuire Movie.
Oh, it's a great
Chris.
movie.
That was a hit.
Chris saying it's a hit.
Wait,
Skyler.
Jack, did you say that was a great movie?
It's a great movie.
And you're going to film school?
Yeah.
No, you're not supposed to tell people that.
Well, now your secret's out, buddy.
Skyler, what are you saying?
Cheap to make. I'd be shocked if this was a miss. I'm gonna say hit.
Going with the hit.
Yeah.
Ray, 2003's Lizzie McGuire Movie.
Has to be a hit.
Saying it has to be a hit. And last but not least, Jack.
Josh, was this
Great
a
movie.
Disney Channel original movie?
This was not a Disney Channel original movie. This was in
Theatrical.
theaters, bruh.
Oh, I guess that's how you would make box office numbers. Sorry.
Correct.
I'm going with hits. I'm gonna go all the way in on this one.
Going with the hits. The correct answer is that it is, in fact, a box office hit.
Yeah, Lizzie McGuire was
Yeah.
a star, baby.
Yeah.
I feel very smart after this round.
I know, I do too. I feel
Didn't
much better
start
about
that
my
way,
loss.
but
That being said, from what I've gathered here, Chris and Jack, you both got 7 of those 10 correct.
Yeah. Wow.
Skyler, you got 6 of 10
Passing.
correct there.
wow.
Nice.
Ray, you got 2. But that's okay because you weren't here.
You got the 2 you were here for.
Yeah.
100% accuracy.
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
The success rate's crazy.
That said, thank you guys for all playing on that one. We're gonna jump into the finals of this whole thing tonight. I apologize if you can hear the plane that feels like it's flying 50 feet above my head right now, but we're jumping into the finals. Chris wins the Twitch poll with all 5 votes. Ray, how do you feel about this?
Ouch.
Feeling a little sad about it? I'm sorry.
Ouch.
Ray, you're like
Yeah.
super duper duper quiet.
Probably right. Really?
Ray, you're like
probably
super
right.
quiet. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull his volume up myself.
Hear me?
Barely.
Maybe. Yeah.
I know.
All right.
Also, Josh, you should. You're not on camera.
You mean why can't I be over here? Why can't I just sit over here, man? Let's
That's
jump
fine.
into
I'll be
this-
down here for this round.
That's cool. We'll be over here. Yeah.
This
All right. Let's jump into this.
Oh man.
Let's jump into this final thing, and then we'll bring everybody back at the end and say our condolences to our friend Skyler from the DisInsider. But final round. Let's do this thing. First question of this round. Ray. 1946's animated film Make Mine Music features the story of Johnny Fedora and Alice Bluebonnet. Features a love ballad by what pop trio of the time that were all siblings? Again,
Can't wait to hear you say this
1946's
again.
animated film Make Mine Music features the story of Johnny Fedora and Alice Bluebonnet. Features a love ballad by what pop trio of the time that were all siblings? Ray?
I got no. That wasn't my mic. I just got nothing.
Got nothing.
Nothing.
Well, the correct answer was the Andrews sisters. Josh gave me
I wouldn't
that
have got
one.
that either.
CAG got that one.
Our chat's really smart. I wouldn't have got that at all.
They're really smart.
There's no way.
Chris,
Yes.
1963 film. What 1963 film did Wolfgang Reitherman, one of Disney's 9 old men animators, direct all by himself? The first since the studio had usually directed animated movies in teams. Again, what 1963 film did Wolfgang Reitherman, one of Disney's 9 old men animators, direct all by himself? The first since the studio had usually directed animated movies in teams.
$1960s.
1963.
I really don't know. I don't know.
Is The Sword in the Stone. Sword in the Stone. Zaj coming in with a question mark. Yeah. Nick with that one. All right, Ray, here's your chance to jump ahead. Not shown as an attraction in the movie, but when 2015's Tomorrowland film begins, what classic Disney theme park song can be heard? Again, not shown as an attraction in the movie, but when 2015's Tomorrowland film begins, what classic Disney theme park song can be heard?
Yeah, Ray,
What was
we
that?
can't hear you at all, buddy.
Doodah.
Zippity
It is
doodah.
not Zippity Doodah. It is a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Josh,
Makes
finish
sense to
that
me.
lyric in 3 words.
I know. I'm the one running the
Please.
show here.
Please.
Chris,
Yes.
starting on the opening day of Disneyland, you could jump into a real wagon and be pulled through the deserts of Frontierland by horses. But the attraction closed for good in what year that saw the Winter Olympics take place in Squaw Valley, California? President Eisenhower authorized relief money for Cuban refugees, and the Andy Griffith Show debuted on CBS. Again, starting on the opening day of Disneyland, you could jump into a real wagon and be pulled through the deserts of Frontierland by horses. But the attraction closed for good in what year that saw the Winter Olympics take place in Squaw Valley, California? President Eisenhower authorized relief money for Cuban refugees, and the Andy Griffith Show debuted on CBS.
I'm not at all confident in this answer, but I'm going to say 1968.
No, 1960. The correct answer.
I was off.
Those
Joser
was
had
on that
that.
one.
Nick had it. Gosh.
Reeves. Yeah.
And by the way, Preebs, thanks for the bits.
Smart people over there.
I did it again to see if he would do it again.
Yeah. Ray,
Ray, we are
Hey.
crushing it in this final round. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, both of us are really showing
Just
them
as
why
good as
we
my
made
audio.
it to the
Good grief.
finals.
Ray, a pseudo remake of the 1967 film The Reluctant Astronaut. What 90s comedy film sees Harland Williams become one of the first astronauts to land on Mars? Again, a pseudo remake of the 1967 film The Reluctant Dragon. Or sorry, The Reluctant
The
Astronaut.
Reluctant Dragon.
Again, a pseudo remake of the
wish to see this movie.
1967 film The Reluctant Astronaut. What 90s comedy film sees Harland Williams become one of the first astronauts to land on Mars?
Harlan Williams. Wow.
He's that guy.
I know who it is. I got that. Nothing. Mission Mars.
Rocket Man is the correct answer.
He's a Rocket Man.
Boy, there's no way that was happening.
Where's Jack's auto tune, Mike, when we need it?
I really wish we had the auto tune.
Me too.
Mic.
Right now, in this moment, I wish we had it. Normally I don't, but
don't.
right now I really do.
Yeah.
Maybe
You're
it's like
lying.
absinthe
I wish-
makes the heart grow fonder.
I had my
Oh, definitely.
Chris,
Yes.
question for the chat.
Michael Eisner and Frank Wells share a Main Street window that reads, "Main Street Marching Band conductors, we work while you whistle." And that window can be found at what Walt Disney theme park? Again, Michael Eisner and Frank Wells share a Main Street window that reads, "Main Street Marching Band conductors, we work while you whistle." And that window can be found at what Disney theme park?
Oh goodness. I'm gonna guess that's it. Disneyland?
No, it's at Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris. Fun fact, Frank Wells has 3.
This
just
is
like
going
Tony
great.
Baxter. Yeah, just
I
like
like
Tony
commitment
Baxter,
to the
he has
bit.
3. Michael Eisner
Oh.
only has 1.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. I was shocked too.
That was such.
Yeah.
Can you come back, please?
No.
What is happening?
I feel like I'm having flashbacks of like
no.
a Bo Burnham special.
Yeah.
All right, Ray.
We're both tied at 0. I thought my left hand could do
Yeah.
better.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably.
Ray, Lieutenant Robinson Crusoe is a film featuring Dick Van Dyke as a castaway on a tropical island. It also features Peter Renaday in his film debut, and someone who would voice the narration of what Magic Kingdom Fantasyland attraction. Again, Lieutenant Robinson Crusoe is a film featuring Dick Van Dyke as a castaway on a tropical island. It also features Peter Renaday in his film debut, and someone who would voice the narration of what Magic Kingdom Fantasyland attraction.
Magic Kingdom. Wow. Peter Pan.
Is the mini
Adventures of Winnie Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
As
is
soon
the
as you
narrator.
said that, I thought about every one of them, and I'm like, only one of them I think has a narration, and I think it's in the 100-acre wood.
Down in the 100. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Chris,
Yes.
for anybody to get on the board at this point would be a miracle. So hopefully,
This is I'm really sorry to Skyler, honestly, because
I know, I
like
feel like
Skyler
shit
came
for
on
Skyler.
just the most embarrassing week of answers ever, where Ray and I are both like, the last round we were like, yeah, and this round we got nothing.
This is still a blast to me.
Thank you, Skyler. I hope you're enjoying the hot tub down
Oh,
there.
I am. You know it.
Love you,
All
Skyler.
right. Chris,
Jack, don't sit that close to him.
only 2 Disney animated films take place in a future timeline.
Okay.
Both were released in the 21st century, one being Treasure Planet, the other being what? Again, only 2 Disney animated films take place in a future timeline. Both were released in the 21st century, one being Treasure Planet and the other being what?
Oh, wait, are we counting Disney Pixar or just Disney?
Disney animated films.
Big Hero 6.
Yes. Thanks God. Yes.
Great work.
Haven't seen it.
Yes. Couple people chime in with Meet the Robinsons. It actually takes place in the past, but they have to then go to the present.
And you
Does
can
that
guess
make
what
sense?
film I was thinking when I asked about Disney Pixar. Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I was thinking
but you
about
were
Wall-E.
wrong. You're very wrong.
I was thinking about Wall-E.
Uh,
It was that it's a dystopian future film. You know, kid stuff.
Ray,
That's where my head was too.
Ray, trying to copy MTV. DTV was a series on Disney Channel that featured songs of the past mixed with Disney animation and would start its long run in what year that saw the original Dune film hit theaters. Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson collaborated on the song Say, 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 and President Ronald Reagan announced plans for the International Space Station.
Fun fact: Michael and Paul hated each other after that experience.
Again, trying to copy MTV, DTV was a series on Disney Channel that featured songs of the past mixed with Disney animation. Would start its long run in what year that saw the original Dune film hit theaters. Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson collaborate on the song Say, Say, Say. President Ronald Reagan announced plans for the International Space Station.
DTV sounds like Chris's favorite cable channel.
Not touching that. Good job, though.
Born in 1983.
So close. 1984 is the correct answer.
I was actually gonna.
One more question here. One last question. We're not calling it yet, Chris. This is just, you won, but this is just for the fact that you could move up the rankings on our scoreboard.
So not
Oh
yet.
yeah,
for the
that's
end of the year.
important.
Don't press the button.
Okay.
Don't
I'll stop.
press the buttons.
Look, I'm not treating it like a slam dunk because it certainly wasn't.
You're one correct answer.
I'm just looking at the clock mercifully for our chat room patrons.
You could have two. You could
5 more
have two
minutes of
correct
this
answers here.
madness. Okay, go for it.
A regular on the 1960s Jimmy Dean show, what Muppet cast member was actually the first to reach stardom? A regular on the 1960s Jimmy Dean show, what Muppets cast member was actually the first to reach stardom?
Kermit the Frog?
No. It's Rolf the dog. Rolf the dog was the first one.
Okay.
Anyways,
At
you
least it
won
rhymed.
you won the final with 1 point on the board.
Well, if that's
Dave
not
said
the most
resounding
embarrassing
victory.
yeah, it's
gosh.
really just going exceptionally well here.
To be truthful,
Yikes.
here's the thing. Despite the fact that Skyler did not make it to the finals, the amount of questions that he answered correctly still rank him on our leaderboard.
Oh.
So that means that sometime down the line, Skyler, you're more than welcome to come back on the show to continue to move up the leaderboard if you'd like.
I would
And
love to.
near the end of the year, we're going to have our finals tournament to claim the best of the best Disney knowledge. So stick around for that. Hopefully, for those of you who checked out the show for the first time tonight, thank you for doing so. And please subscribe, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on YouTube, whatever the chance is, because we do this every Tuesday evening.
We do so much stuff all week. This is like one of
All
the
week.
things that we do all
That
week.
is true.
Yeah.
With
Can I
Theme Park
can
Pulse-
I mention some stuff really
yeah.
quick?
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
Brand new Theme Park Pulse is out tomorrow. Jack's got a story on there. Josh has a story on there. That's going to be a lot of fun. Also, our buddy Jeff DePauli, who was on with us last week on Trivia Tuesday, we had a little conversation with him after the show, and it got so good that it ended up in Theme Park Pulse this week. So you'll definitely want to check out what
Cool.
Jeff DePauli has to say about Bob Chapek and the state of Disney tomorrow on Theme Park Pulse. Josh Taylor, back to you.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to check out what I'm doing at Modern Mouse, check out the last video that dropped yesterday. I talked about it for weeks. Finally dropped that video about the Brave Little Toaster and the story behind how that movie was made and how it changed animation. So check that out. I'm excited about that video dropping. Skyler, before we get going, what do you have going on over at the DisInsider?
It's still dropping lots of cool content. We have a couple cool scoops in the works. So if you're a fan of Disney Plus and Disney animation for next year, keep your eyes on thedisinsider.com. We have a couple cool
Nice.
podcasts. We have the Disney Beat hosted by Sean Nyberg, as well as the DisInsider show hosted by myself and my co-editor-in-chief Derek Cornell, and the Disney Catalog, which is where we run through everything in the Disney library. So check us out. We love the support. We do our best to do a lot of fan engagement, and hopefully we'll see you there.
We love
yeah.
DisInsider over here because we
thank
use
you.
it for Doom Scroll all the time. So it's
I
awesome.
love it. I love it.
Can we
Thank you
just
guys
say,
so
like,
much.
I respect anybody who is awesome enough to have like an old school, like CIA American map in his office.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
nice.
plotting there, but I support
love
it.
It
World
doesn't
Sir.
help.
domination.
It doesn't help, and I don't know if you can see. It doesn't help that there's little pins in each big city of the
Oh
states.
no!
Yeah, I
I'm
think
worried.
one of those is in my house, and I was going to email you about that later. That's kind of weird.
please,
but,
please.
yeah, it's strange. I'm going to talk to you about why that's there. Hey, we have a meetup coming up in Orlando that we want to mention, too, before we get out of here, just because we want to mention it so many times that no one has an excuse to say, we didn't know about it. It's coming up. It might be the only thing we get to do that week if COVID continues the way it's going. Get vaccinated.
it.
But the Orlando meetup is happening on Wednesday, October 6th at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. This guy right here on your screen with the mustache will be turning 21 the night before at Epcot. So come by and talk really loudly in his ear. He loves that. And
I do love that.
yeah, and buy him
Sure.
Hangover Bloody Marys. But no, we haven't gotten to do a big official meetup on the East Coast, and we're going to be there. And so
Yes.
we will be doing said meetup on October 6th.
Very excited
And Josh will
for
be
that.
there, and that's fun.
I
And Ray
will.
will be
That's-
there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ray will
Yeah.
be there. That is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna
Well,
fly Skyler out. It's gonna be a grand time.
There we
Well,
go.
thank you guys. Thanks, Skyler, for joining
heard it here.
us. Thanks to everybody on the panel for playing along. Thanks to you guys for watching, for chatting along, for giving your best answers, because you helped these guys out tremendously tonight, despite the fact that the finals were not on their side. With that being said, thank you, and tune in next week for another round of Trivia Tuesday. And thanks, my friends. Keep moving forward.